guys, and welcome back to our White Tigers Rising series here with the Truro City Football Club. We are previewing Season 10 in our push for promotion in League One. So, a couple of things I want to do. I want to introduce you to the new squad, and then I want to take you through the fixtures. Things of note. One, we've kind of fixed the financial situation. We've moved some guys on. I think that's a really important thing. I think we've done a better job of improving the club, but we have turned around and made some money. And then we'll take a look at the fixtures. I think we've got some favorable draws in early cup matches, so I think this could be a very successful season if we really push the issue and want it to be. I guess is the best for it. So transfers, let's take a look at it. So we have, what did we have going on? We have $1.9 million gone out. We spent $400,000, so we're in the black for the business that we've done. Transfers of note: Ben Rivers went to Luton for $75,000. Andre Dozel, so we talked a bit about him being surplus last year. So we sold him for $900,000. There's like 1.3 or 1.4 million is the total transfer pool that we're going to get out of him from Cardiff. Will Huffer, we moved to Bristol City for $180,000, and then Callum Robinson, actually Cambridge United came in for $700,000 for him. So we've done a fair amount of business. I think we're in good shape for it, which is really nice. So I think we've moved some guys that we had some problems with, some inconsistencies, or that we just didn't need, and we've managed to bring some money in to stabilize the club, which is what I was looking for. So who's come into the club, you ask? So Jack Everest is a backup right winger to kind of interplay with Zach Durnley out there. On it, I like what he's got going on, so I think we'll have him interleave quite nicely with Durnley out there. Martin Lynch is a loanee. He's going to be a left back, so he'll be the more permanent left back, and then Julian will rotate with him as an option out there. Again, a youngster, but he should be really good for us from Aston Villa. Cameron Ebert is just a backup striker. He's just backup. I'm not really looking at him as a real regular guy. He's more of an emergency character in that, so not too much on him. We have our link with Nottingham Forest. So Simon Ray is the first one. So he is with Ethan Robson, the playmaking box-to-box partnership in the midfield. These guys are the engine that will drive this team. I'm going to try and see if I can eventually pick him up, but we'll have to see. He came out of Middlesbrough on that, but I'm really happy with that pickup. Liam Buckle is a backup, more of a backup center back for us. He's got a lot of he ticks a lot of the right buttons for a limited defender, so we'll have to see what we can make use of him on that. So not a bad loanee. Daniel Price, again, another youngster, a lot of potential. I think I'm going to hang on to him and see if I can develop that potential in there. But again, a young center back that will feature limitedly, but I want to try and develop him. Francis Hudson is our deep lying forward, the man with the mohawk. I'm happy with him. He's had a very good preseason. I'm really pleased with what he brings to the table. Good finishing, first touch, dribbling, composure, concentration, and physicals. So he adds a little bit more physicality as well as better finishing than Jack Gunn did to that role for the club. Ridvan Balchi is left wing to supplement Ben Holmes out there. Not a bad guy, good all around. We got him out of Germany, so really one of the first continental pickups that we've had for the club, and kind of dipping into that European continental area. He's a little older guy, so I'm looking at him more as just a rotational option for Holmes. Billy Hassler-Craig, same thing. This guy can play a bunch more positions, so I'm looking to put him on the bench as sort of a dynamic guy to bring in. He brings a lot of pace and speed to the game, so I think we can put him in a couple of places and kind of bring a dynamic edge later in games. Lee Burge is the keeper we've brought in. So we brought him in from Middlesbrough. I like him as an upgrade to Will Huffer. I think he brings, he's a little taller. He brings some better handling. He's a much better one-on-one guy, and he brings some good physicality to things. On that, Luke Coddington is the backup keeper since Tim Hodge didn't want to hang around and be the backup. So this guy, I want to develop Hodge. I think he's got some real potential to be with us. So we're just going to have this guy sit on the bench and be sort of useful. That's all I really want out of him, is to be useful. Fraser Bishop is a Millwall loanee, so he's the Callum Robinson replacement up top. I'm really quite happy with him. Again, really good finishing, composure, concentration. He brings good physicality to things. Good decision making. Good, he's good all across the board with where I want him to be in that. So he hasn't played a whole lot, but he does score where he goes out. So he's a Birmingham City product. So hopefully he will do the job we are going to ask him to do. And then Peter Porter is a sort of backline fullback sort of replacement. Carl Keenan, I still need to see more from him. So this guy's another real youngster, so we've brought him in on free, and I'd like to see what he can do for us in terms of backing up and kind of developing. I mean, he's generally rounded, so I'd like to see what he can do while he's here with us and hopefully advance himself. So that is the squad. So good business on our part, and if you hang on 1 second, I will see you in the schedule to review the preseason and preview the season. Okay guys, so sorry for the quick jump. I'm trying desperately to avoid this weird OBS crash that keeps happening, especially when I'm doing live com type stuff, which is driving me up a wall on this. So preseason, a little back and forth. We came out against Barnsley, lost 3-1. We managed to beat Plymouth 3-2. We lost 2-0 to Chelsea, which is actually a pretty good result, all things considered. Pounded Luton into the wall, dropped 1-0 away to Leicester, struggled a little bit to beat Newport County, and unfortunately gave away the game against Nottingham Forest. But we played incredibly well, and we were actually up 2-0 in that game on that. So really kind of miffed about where that one stands. So where are we at for the season? We have Crawley, a League 2 side, in the Capital One Cup first round, so there's an opportunity to kind of push a little deeper in that competition. We haven't drawn the Johnson's Paint Trophy yet or any of the FA Cup pieces. Just to kind of look in from last year, the run in from last year, so Wigan struggled mightily last year, so that's good for us. Leeds struggled last year, that's good for us. Crewe struggled last year, that's good for us. Fleetwood was actually pretty good, so that's potentially dangerous. Sunderland was pretty good, that's dangerous. Tranmere's winnable. Blackburn's a relegated team from the Championship, so that one's going to be tough. Preston and Peterborough are up, and Shrewsbury are a tough team. So I think we have a very favorable sort of run-in from early March. So Bristol Rovers, another promoted team. So we have a very favorable run-in, I think, from March into May, all things considered. Getting out of the gate, Wickham struggled a lot last year. Southend, that's a new one up. Blackpool is a good team. We have a good record against Bradford City. Port Vale is a team we need to break the hex on. Swindon's down. Luton, I'm feeling better about. Notts County is up. So kind of getting, Bristol Rovers, Northampton, and Barnsley are teams we struggle a little bit against. So we have a good opportunity to come out of the gate very strong. I'm a little, I'd like to try and get a little bit into the Capital One Cup, but not super deep. Johnson's Paint Trophy, we'll see what we can do in that area. Again, third round is about the max. Fourth round is about the max I want to do with the FA Cup, just because I want to kind of cut down on games. And then, I'd like to spend January, kind of mid-January, so, starting at this sort of Southend Blackpool point, to the end of the season, focusing on really pushing the issue and really driving for promotion. So promotion is the name of the game. I think we've got a reasonably favorable schedule. So if things kind of bear out the way we've seen them bear out, I think we've got an opportunity here. So that's it for this one, guys. So join me back here at the, let's see here, what's the one? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bradford City will be the live comm for the first episode of Season 10 with White Tigers here of Truro City. So I will see you then, guys. So remember, before you leave, if you haven't already, do hit the like button. If you haven't already either subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. Check out the podcast. Do check out Paul's Creating a Legacy series. You can also check out the rest of the White Tigers Rising series. And hit me up on Twitter if you got any thoughts, want to talk about anything, know anything more about the club or what I'm doing, or want to see other things, leave comments, hit me up on Twitter, and I will see you guys in the next episode. So until then,